So I wanted to create a better reaction to this comment that May said about boys who were raised by their mothers. They don't know how to take criticism from other men. And I was raised by my mother, and I feel like I am able to take some form of criticism from men. However, I understand his point 100%. And I've been in the juvenile justice space for 20 plus years, and I'm telling you right now that these boys have a hard time listening to men. Right? We could say the same thing that the woman is saying, but they don't receive it as much. A lot of the females, they come with more nurturing. They want that. They won't listen. They won't listen to them, and not all of them. And they don't come without some type of aggression or wanting to fight. But I think this take is real interesting.
By your mom, you're a different man. You're a different boy. And you don't like hearing stuff from other men. Like, that's really one of the biggest issues I see in hip hop and in sports. That you just have a bunch of guys that were raised by their mothers. So they never heard a man's take on what they're doing.
So to stop right there, think that is 100% just true. You know what I mean? Working in this space and dealing with youth as much as and as long as I've been dealing with them, they don't want to take a man's word. So I don't know what happened. I don't know. Is it trauma from their parents not being, their father not being together? They don't have no male role models, but they do not want to take anything from men. But they will take almost anything from a woman. And the men can say the same thing.
They can't hear it, and then we get upset, Killer. You be like, but he'll listen to his girl. He'll listen to his girl because he was raised listening to a woman. He don't listen to men at all. You'll say you have a problem with authority. No, he just have a problem with men. But if a woman tell him something, she can get him to bring his whole check to her, and it's crazy. So,
and that's a fact. And I believe, even as men become older, if that's not dealt with, if that's not handled, you can get a grown man will begin to take his whole check to a woman off of what she said, how she looked. So I do think we got to get to a space where more men got to show up, more mentorship, and shout out to the moms that are doing it. I know that's been the debate, but I wholeheartedly believe that a woman can't take a man's place and vice versa. Like, these young boys out here need men. They need mentorship. They need coaches in their lives. There's so many kids I come across that don't have a man in their life. Do not have a man in their life. And they're struggling. And the world is unforgiving. They know how they have to have some emotional regulation, or they're going to get burnt up out there. Or they're going to be either dead or they're going to be in jail. Because they let one split decision, one instance of your emotions getting the best of you, and you got a 50-year bid, 25-year bid at 16, 17, 18. So that's 100% important.
For all of you listening,
that's a really good point, man.
Yeah, this is just raised by their mothers. I had a stepfather, you had a grandfather, so you know when a guy say what he said, that's what it is. That's why.
And I want to stop there. I don't feel like I didn't feel like growing up I had somebody I could go to. I didn't feel like I had any positive male role models in my life. The stepfather I did have was, to me, he was horrible. He didn't do the best he could. Put his hands on me, so I resented him. But I wish I had a coach or somebody that was able to help.
We carry that, so all they know is tantrums. All they know is attitude and facial expressions. People walk by, you like, why is he making his face like that? Because his mother used to do that. That's how his mother raised him. He's sassy.
Great point.
When you're raised by your mom, you're a different man.